Hello and welcome to my Stamina Warden build for the no champion points campaign and no proc. We can go right into the character screen. I'm Orc, I prefer Orc since it gives damage, the sprint speed is nice, some health, some stamina, and you get a small heal every 4 seconds. Just a nice race for it. But you can also play Imperial if you need more sustain. You can play Nord to be more tanky, or you can go Dark Elf. Dark Elf is fine as well. I have 44 points in health and 20 in stamina. If you don't want to go so much high health as me, you can of course drop some and put them into stamina. I'm really used to this low stamina pool, so for me it doesn't bother. I put more into health to get a bigger blast heal and also have some puffer when I get damaged, and with that amount of HP our blast heal is 8.3k crit and 5.6k non-crit, which is for me completely good since Warden does lack some healing, and so I went for higher HP, but you can of course drop it for more stam if you need. The Mondas is a warrior just to push damage and healing a bit. The buff food is Osorga Smoke Beer Haunch. That's basically a must-have for Stamina Warden, since you do need Stamina Sustain and Magicka Sustain at the same time, quite at the same level, maybe Stamina a bit more, but we can handle our Stamina better than we can handle our Magicka with heavy attacks and stuff. Then of course we have stage 3 Vampire for the Undeath passive, giving us huge amount of mitigation the lower health we are, and since we are sitting at a big health pool, we can take big advantage of this. Like, you can drop to like 15k HP, which is still a lot, and get a lot of mitigation, so you can maybe bait someone if you're in some kind of 1v1 situation. You can drop some low HP, get a lot of resistance, and still have enough health to not get bursted. Potions, we are using just normal tricep potions, health, magic and stamina. There are some heroism potions. Those of course would be better, but they're extremely expensive. It's like wasting 4k gold per potion. Backbar, escapist poisons, just giving us 4.4 seconds of CC immunity while kiting. Usually I heavy attack a lot while kiting to keep my stamina high, and that poison will then proc quite a lot and giving me just 3 CC immunity, and also applying immobilize to the enemy. Yeah, coming to the armor sets. I have one piece Magma for the double recovery, one Magicka and one stamina recovery. So already mentioned we need both quite a lot. So we have here Magma, which is perfect in this case. The backbar set is a shield, is Order of the Diagna, giving us 2 times health and a lot of healing taken. Like, we get 4%, we get 5%, and minor vitality, which is 8%. And since all of our healing is indeed on backbar, that's a huge modifier. Like, we get so much healing also when we are playing in group. You get so much healing also from your group, because it's healing taken. It's just really good. So we have a sturdy shield here. Defending sword. No enchant obviously because of the escapist poison. Then we have reinforced heavy chest, reinforced heavy boots, and reinforced sturdy legs. All heavy of course, because it only drops in heavy with the prismatic enchant. And our second 5 piece we are using is Ancient Dragon Guard. Some people don't like Ancient Dragon Guard, but for me, I really do like it, because it gives you a mixture of offensive and defensive. So for me, Ancient Dragon Guard is one of the best choices in noCP. giving us 300 weapon damage when we're above 50% and 3.5, close to 3.5k physical and spell resist when we are under 50%. So it's a small pariah, and usually, like for example, Hunting's Rage and a small pariah. We have a sturdy light waist, like the sash, sturdy medium hands, and the heavy reinforced shoulder, all prismatic enchant, and 2 times jewelry and infused with weapon damage. Our mythic is Malakat's brand of brutality, also infused with weapon damage. Lately, for heavy stamina Warden, Malakat is just the better choice. It provides the highest damage, so for here I just went with Malakat. And since we only have Diagna back bar, since there's the healing, and it wouldn't make much sense to also have it front bar, I just put 1 piece Plague Break, because the first bonus we get is actually penetration, which is 1.5k penetration. That's a lot. It's probably the highest damage you can get for a 1 piece item, or more like 2 piece item on your front bar. You can of course go with agility when the Plague Break more or less too expensive, but I bought mine for like 40k, so it should actually be affordable, and this will provide the highest damage. It's then sharpened with the weapon damage enchant, so with all those, like with major brutality and that weapon damage enchant proc, we sit in at about 5,800 weapon damage. Can get higher of course if you have a decaying group or continuous attack. You get way above 6k. That's a lot of damage you can push out, since also Warden has a lot of damage modifiers. The tankiness and damage on that build is really good for noCP. Yeah, coming to skills, just the usual skill setup for DZ Warden. We have of course DZ Swing. Here is our main spammable. Executioner, Deep Fissure. Deep Fissure got really nice buff. We now get major minor breach on it, so basically applying 9k penetration on everyone we hit, and we already have we do have 9k penetration here, so we reach 18k penetration on that build with close to 6k weapon damage, so that's not bad. Bird of Prey, minor berserk, and some speed, and also the damage modifier with advanced species. We have 3 animal companion skills, which is Deep Fissure, Bird of Prey, and Growing Swarm. So here 6%, another 5%. That's a lot. And Growing Swarm is nice AoE dot, but the person you apply it to also get minor vulnerability, which is 5% damage taken. So everyone who has this on him will take 5% more damage from every source, also from your allies. The ultimate Stormbreaker of Smiting, I still preferred over the new Northern Storm. Just what I need on Warden is simply burst, and that's what Stormbreaker just provides. An AoE burst, AoE stun, which is really good on ult dumps, and yeah, in general good for this. Backbar we are running Bullnedge for the major brutality and the free purge, and also free stamina. Then we have Leeching Vines, healing over time, really strong, but the strongest thing about it is actually that you apply minor lifesteal to everyone who hits you, and if you then damage them in return, you get the minor lifesteal procs, and this synergizes really well with Arctic Blast or the other Morph Polar Wind. At the moment I'm trying around which one I like more. Here now I have Arctic Blast. I would say Arctic Blast is more like a solo skill, because the AoE stun doesn't happen as often, but still if you have many people on you and Arctic Blast stuns people, it gives you like a second to breathe, because they have to break free and maybe reapply their buffs. So and having this like doing AoE damage around you while Leeching Vines applied minor life steal to everyone is a lot of healing. Then the just usual Resolving Vigor and Ice Fortress. Healing Thicket is the defensive ult, but you can also go with Spell Wall depending what you prefer more. Healing Thicket I usually use in a group which is like the size of 3 to 4, so I can pop some healing for my allies if they're in need. If I'm solo or duo, I prefer Spell Wall here because it's just more defensive. Champion points we obviously don't have here, so that's all I can show you about the build. Yeah, I'm having quite fun with it. Tanky, good damage, and sustain is completely fine as well. Of course, if you struggle with something, you can either change the Mondos to the recovery Mondos, like go with Serpent, or if you need more Magicka sustain, go with the Atronach, or yeah, it's all up to you. This build is more like a base, so you can build up from this to your own likings. So, enjoy!